2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
A look from before as the Clippers made their way to the locker.
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. They've got Griffin. Irving is out there with Harden. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Harris in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, we've got Reggie Jackson. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. And it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now, here is Harden over Jackson. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Two terrific defenses tonight, Greg. They do it in a variety of ways. It's been hard for either team to score.
You know, strong on ball, in help, in transition, and both coaches doing such a great job of making the adjustments. And listen, the reality is defense still can be a factor in determining who wins and who loses.
And we're seeing it right before our eyes. And here's Harden following the three-pointer by Nicholas Batum. And there's the pass to Griffin. Shoots over Batum. Zubac against Jordan. And he converts the layup.
It is not easy trying to keep DeAndre Jordan off the boards. His combination of length and determination so impressive.
Now here's Jackson. Passes to George. Leonard the bounce pass. Zubac against Jordan. 5 on the clock. George double teamed. Count the basket.
Oh my goodness, Paul George under duress of exceptional defense. No problem.
Outside Irving. Over George. Irving can't hit.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
George, no good. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it, this guy played.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Harden outside. Banked in off the glass. Harden's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And Harden's such a creative scorer, especially when he gets in close to the basket.
1:58 left to play in the first quarter. George passes to Leonard. No good with the wing jumper. Brooklyn trailing, and now the fast break. Griffin with the ball, and a wide open look for Irving. No good on the three. Los Angeles has gone 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's George. Pass to Zubac. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Irving against Batum. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. So for the Clippers, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. Then for the Nets, Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Jordan. Green comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Brown in for Kyrie Irving. Harden scanning the floor. Aldridge, the pass to Harden, and Harden with the stop.
Just another way Aldridge beats you. As a facilitator, very comfortable making decisions.
Leonard on the wing. Pass to Patterson. Back to Leonard. That's it. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Listen, Kawhi Leonard has built his game brick by brick. You want him to score on the interior? No problem.
The pass to Brown. Back to Harden. Right side Aldridge. Shoots over Patterson. Aldridge can't get it to go. Clippers leading by 3. To the middle and pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Exceptional vision by Paul George. This guy is tearing up the defense.
Harden outside. Aldridge, the pass to Harden. Leonard with the steal. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Clippers lead by 5. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Setting the floor for the Nets. Green is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then it's Harden. Then there's Brown. And it's Luwawu in at the 3 slot. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. And the jam by Harden.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Nicholas Claxton comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Johnson in for James Harden. Johnson, the pass to Claxton. Clippers leading by 3. And Morris throws it down.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Passes it to Green. To the inside, Claxton. And the call on the shot, except, folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And, guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite too, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
A different look for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Kyrie Irving's checked in for Tyler Johnson. It's Jackson with the drive and the dunk by Jackson.
And with a quick first step, Jackson remains a threat to drive on any defender.
Irving against Jackson. Good on the bucket.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Clippers leading by 7. Jackson with it. Pass to Zubac. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Man passes to Kennard. And that one goes long. And Zubac picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Nets trail by 7. And here's Irving. The Nets shooting their third free throw shot of the game. So for the Nets, Blake Griffin comes in for Jeff Green. And Harris subbed in for Luwawu Cabarrot. Los Angeles on D. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Harris finds Irving. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, guys, you see it so often. Kyrie Irving's speed makes him easy to foul.
The Nets shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
Now, here's George. There's 1:26 left in the first half. Clock at 6. Here's Leonard. That's tipped. It's tipped. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way. Basket good. Now George. Leonard on the wing. Pass to Zubac. A shot by George. Wide open. Los Angeles with another miss.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Brown the pass to Claxton. Irving double team. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. We have got to see that sensational mobile 1 block again.
And you can see the mindset he has. When the game's this close, he's going to bring it at that end of the floor.
And the Nets with possession here. Here's Claxton. Outside Irving. 4 on the shot clock. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Claxton's got it all tied up now for Brooklyn.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Outside Jackson. There's the pass to Batum. Leonard with the ball. To end the drought. And it's good on the way in. Leonard's got 6.
How about the focus and locked-in nature of Kawhi Leonard? My goodness.
Passes it to Claxton. Back to Irving. Up in time. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Clippers.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. At its highest, their lead topped out at 5 points. And that does it for our halftime.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You gotta like what Harden has done in this game so far.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half. Got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far the defense has not been able to counter it.
They've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jackson in at the point guard position. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue.
We so often identify Joe Harris as strictly a shooter, but this guy, he is a tremendous passer as well.
Jackson against Harden. And the dunk by Jackson.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage. In a close game, those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
Pass to Jordan. He's off on that one. Great D that time from Batum. Here's Leonard. And it's Griffin with the rebound.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that position.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
Down low. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Jackson. Leonard's got 8 points.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Harden outside. Inside, Jordan. 7-foot shot. Harden has a wide open look. And it falls over the rim and in. That's 10 points for James Harden.
Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Jeff Green, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Kyrie Irving. Mann passes to Patterson. Out left to the wing. Pulls up from the corner. The shot's good. Mann's got his first basket. And it's Harden with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. A 2-point game. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. On the wing, Green. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And you really can't forget about Green's speed. So effective on the drive.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Rondo with the ball. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Kennard. Feeds it to Patterson. Rondo passes to Mann. And it's blocked by Jordan.
Well, DJ, twice on the pipes. No, sir. Get it out of here.
Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon.
Right.
But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Theus, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Tim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mentions. Paul George is checked in for the Clippers.
And there's no denying that Rondo is a wizard with the ball, exceptional at exploiting holes in the defense.
And the pass to Luwawu. Back to Harden. The Nets need to get a shot off here. The shot by Jordan, no good. The Clippers trail. Tipped away. Morris passes to George. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. George has got 6.
When near the bucket, Paul George knows what to do. This guy has such a nuanced understanding of the offense.
Right side, Jordan. Back to Harden. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Harden's got the lead up to 2 now for the Nets.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
Patterson against Jordan. Patterson passes to Mann. George up top, guarded by Green. Offensive rebound. The Nets have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. Even finds Harden. Hits it from three-point range. Now it's a 5-point Nets lead.
And it is easy to get spoiled watching Harden. He's had so many games like this in his career, but you still got to appreciate what he does.
The third quarter comes to a close. Nets lead by 5. We'll be back shortly live from... And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. Kyrie Irving is out there with Brown. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Harris. And it's Claxton in at the power forward.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Jackson down low. He's covered by Irving. Good work there as it goes.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to do better defensively.
Irving surveying the floor. Right side Aldridge. Takes it from 10. From downtown. Nets with the new shot clock. Harris outside. Let's keep it alive. Tries yet again. And it's laid in by Aldridge. Aldridge has got his first points in this one.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
George against Harris. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Zubac trying to break loose. That is good. And the Nets lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from George. And here is Irving. Outside Aldridge. Passes it to Claxton. Back to Aldridge. Shoots over Zubac. Here's Claxton. Shoots over Batum. Claxton no good.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. The first free throw is good.
An extraordinary improvement over the course of his career by Kawhi Leonard. He has now turned himself into one of the game's best, if not the best, two-way player.
James Harden, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Dishes it to Irving. Leonard against Harden. Back to Irving. Shoots the 3. No good that time. Some solid defense there from Jackson. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Jeff Green is checked in for Brooklyn. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile 1 block.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
George passes to Zubac. And the layup's good off the glass. Zubac has got 4 points in the quarter.
And this is the time when you want to lock it down defensively. Thus far, not happening.
It seems to me a lack of effort and a lack of communication. And it's happening to both sides here late in the game.
Step back shot. The shot will not fall. And the Clippers will come the other way. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
Now, you have got to give Paul George so much respect. He's just amazing at drawing contact when he's shooting.
And so making both free throws, that'll give them the lead here.
Now, this guy has a reputation for being a great free throw shooter, and you've got to knock him down. He does it here.
are just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Harden kicks to Irving. Over George. And the Nets miss again.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
And it's Paul George with the finish.
That's what you expect from your leader. Paul George stays calm and doesn't get overwhelmed by the moment.
1:07 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Claxton the pass to Irving. Harden left side. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Outside, George. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Leonard inside, covered by Irving. Got it.
Absolutely no fear. Kawhi Leonard welcomes these moments. He relishes these moments.
Harden outside. Yes!
Flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
Shooting for Los Angeles.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And the Nets making a change here, so it gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, the crucial part of those free throws is that it now makes it a 2-possession game.
Here's Harden. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Superb at finishing through contact. Harden is just so elusive and creative on those strong drives.
11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he is unable to get the second one.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
Greg, this is all about execution. Can you free an open man from the three-point line? That's what it comes down to.
So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out. David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And just about to get underway as the starting five. Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the... Hey, Dave.
Kevin, thanks.
He stays working and stays true. David, thank you. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. And it's Jackson in at the point guard. And for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Anthony in at the small forward. Now, here's Lillard. Count that one. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. And Leonard gets it to go.
Yeah, you could be as physical as you want with Kawhi Leonard. He just stays with it and is unshaken.
We're about 1 minute into the first. Lillard from deep three-point land. That shot off. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Outside Leonard. There's the three. Buries it from three-point range. Leonard's got 5 points so far.
So money on the catch and shoot. I don't know what the defense is doing there, giving Kawhi that shot.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. McCollum kicks to Lillard. From deep three-point range, the long distance three is buried. He's got 5.
Yeah, Damian Lillard, this is some Oaktown response. You make one, I got you back.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
When you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor, I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Nurkic finds Covington. Lillard against Jackson. Lillard misses.
Well, maybe not the best shot against that kind of defense, but he still has the ability to knock that kind of shot down.
Batum wide open. He fires. Hits the front of the rim and out. Portland's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And a wide open look for McCollum. Off target with his 3. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Count it. And it's 7 points for Leonard.
Very easily could have been an and one there. Leonard takes the contact and still maintains the focus to make the score.
Lillard with it. He has 5. A 3 from McCollum. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. And then for the Clippers, Patterson comes in for Ivica Zubac. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Lillard from deep three-point land. They get it back. Cantor takes it out to Covington. And here's McCollum for 3. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3. Clippers leading by 4. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Patterson finds George. Good.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
For Portland, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Now here's Lillard. A 3 from McCollum. Gets the three-pointer to fall. McCollum's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Trailblazers. The Clippers have gotten 6 or 7 shots to fall in the first quarter. They're off and running. Rondo scanning the floor. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And there's Paul George on the assist by Batum. And it's 7 points for George.
Paul George in the mid-range area, just dominating that possession.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. He dishes it to Anthony. Pass to Cantor. Lillard against Rondo. And it goes down 2 points. Lillard's got 7 points.
Like the execution there from Cantor. Usually likes to score, this time with the pass.
Right side, Batum. Dishes to Leonard. Over Anthony. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Lillard from outside, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the LA. Damian Lillard told us before the game, when asked how he stayed.
Humble beginnings. You know, I'm from.
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a 5-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. Guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
Giles is out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Little. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Simons in at the 1 spot. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. To the paint. Patterson dishes to Rondo. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Here's Mann, guarded by Powell. Mann gets the bucket.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Here's Kanter. And that one drops for him. Kanter's got his first 2 points.
This is the thing about Cantor. He has the size to muscle through contact and the good touch to boot.
Outside Rondo. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Greg, when you played for the Knicks, I always heard that Charles Oakley would cook for the players. Is that true?
Absolutely. Oak was very particular about his food. And I got to tell you, he knows his way around the kitchen. And to be honest, I would never tell him otherwise.
Well, what was his special?
Whatever he made, it was special. Wouldn't matter.
So it's the Clippers now. After the Trailblazers pick up 2. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, when Rondo gets motivated, and we've seen that now for a good stretch, he's as valuable as it gets.
For the Trailblazers, Nurkic checked in for Giles, and Jones subbed in for Little. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Jackson's checked in. Here's Simons. Pass to Nurkic. Jackson comes over with the double. Simons, the pass to Powell. From past the arc. Portland with a new 14. Nobody near Nurkic. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
So weird. Sometimes when you get that much time, it can throw you off just as much as having no time.
Drills it from outside.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, that along with maintaining the pace of play right now, playing with tons of intensity.
Simons.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Now Rondo. He has 5. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. And he comes up with the deuce. Rondo's got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
Well, Rondo concentrating right there, focused. Even when you hit him, He can maintain that good balance.
In the corner, Powell with it. No good with the triple. Here now, the Clippers. They're on a 14-6 run. And that one drops. And the Clippers lead by 13.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Here's Simons. And that one is stuffed right through.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Here's Rondo. After the Trailblazers pick up 2. Jackson passes to Kennard. And that one is hammered home.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson. Using his poise and vision to make a play.
It's Powell on the wing. Guarded by Jackson. Powell kicks to Nurkic. Back to Powell over Morris. Up again. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
On the wing, Morris. Now, here's Kennard. He's got 5. It's stolen by Jones. The pass to Powell. Back to Jones. There's the dish to Nurkic. Pass to Simons. Back to Nurkic. Stolen by Zubac. Here's Rondo. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. 9 points for Rajon Rondo.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Los Angeles on top.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ert. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He had 9. And
well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is going that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. They've got Paul George. Batuma's out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Lillard misses.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Greg, you were a feared ball hawk in your playing days, and I know you see similar players playing today.
No doubt about that, Kev. You know, Ben Simmons, a player at 6'10" with those hands. He's incredible to watch on that. How about Fred VanVleet, though? He's a guy, they say he's 6'1". I don't know. But he gets into you and competes, man. And that's the beauty of our game. You know, you can be as big as the trees and have a major impact, or you can be one of those little fellas, as they like to call us, and be equally as effective on the floor.
Like the Chris Pauls, the Patrick Beverleys, there are a lot of those guys that play the ball like you did so well. Yeah, right. Great players. And here is Zubac. After Damian Lillard was able to get the 3 to go. Batum finds Leonard. Shot clock at 6. And they call an illegal screen here.
Only their first turnover of the game, taking terrific care of the basketball. When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
And Portland making a change here. Nurkic is checked in. Now here's Nurkic. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Nurkic with the pump fake does a good job fooling the defender that time.
First one falls for him. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Here's Mann. And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
Well, once Paul George gets in that deep, get out of the way. He's coming right at you.
And it's McCollum at the elbow. Kicks it to Nurkic. Covington passes to Nurkic. Batum brings the double team. And here's Covington from the arc. Trailblazers keep it alive. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Here's Mann, covered by Lillard. Outside Leonard. Here's the three. Connects from three-point range. Leonard's got 16 points.
And how about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up. Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Here's Mann with some arc, and the layup is good. And the Clippers lead by 17. Well, Carmelo Anthony was out of the NBA for about a year, calendar-wise. Greg, were you surprised it took him so long to get a look and get back in the NBA?
Kevin, I wasn't shocked, but absolutely I was surprised. I mean, it was always going to take the right fit for Melo and the right team. And in this case, it was the Blazers. But Melo showed he has legs left in the league and can still be a positive.
Lillard outside. He kicks it to McCollum. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 3 assists in the game. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Patterson finds George. To the left side wing. Here's Mann. Back to George. 2 points. That one goes. George has got 7 now in this quarter.
Guys, he can't miss. I swear, he was trying to miss that. He did not miss. That means he can't miss.
Now, here's Nurkic. Back to Covington. Lillard left side. And the 3 off target.
This is a rough stretch right here for him offensively. Seems to be rushing shots.
Outside, George. To the inside. Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got his first points of the game.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Man, at the point guard position, are you kidding me? Explosive scoring ability and body control. That results in a bucket and a free throw.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Jones comes in for Robert Covington. Powell, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Simons in for C.J. McCollum. Mann passes to Oturu. Nobody near Leonard. And a miss there on the triple. He gets it up. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Trailblazers trail by 19. They've got Enes Kanter, Little out there with Giles. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Simons in at the 1. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Here's Simons. The putback can't get the putback. Los Angeles has gone a terrific 5 of 6 from beyond the arc in this game. Morris passes to Rondo. Out in his own on the break. Poked away. And now the fast break. Rondo with the ball. Morris right side. Zubac kicks to Leonard. Fires the 3. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Powell, the pass to Simons. Nailed from three-point land.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Leonard on the wing. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Back to Rondo. 5 to shoot. Kicks it out to Leonard. There's the triple. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Simons, the pass to Little. Shoots over Leonard. And that one comes up a bit short. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Clippers. 22 is their biggest lead. Zubac finds Morris. Gets an open look and hits. And the Clippers lead by 18.
This is where Morris can kill you. He's pretty much claimed that in-between game.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. The shot by Powell, no good.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Drills the three-pointer. Powell's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Reggie, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I played, there was an era, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in is their defensive approach.
When they go to the intentional foul,
really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. Maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Giles. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Little. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Now here's Rondo. Pass to Zubac. There's Jackson with the three. And it's Portland with the rebound.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Clippers.
The bench gave him a big lift in this game.
And listen, Kevin, anytime your reserves can perform at a level that high, it puts you in an excellent position to win the game.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Paul George.
He was everywhere, defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
Left side, Leonard. Shoots over Covington, and the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Well, he thought he could slip by there and grab the board, but got too much body and gets called for going over the back.
Well, he plays super active on the glass, so calls like this are to be expected.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Marcus Morris, and it's Paul George in for Rajon Rondo. The first one falls.
There's a quiet intensity that Kawhi Leonard brings to both ends of the floor, a defensive menace, and it's amazing to watch him, just how disruptive he can be when he's guarding the 1, 2, 3, or even 4-man and messing up offensive scheme.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate.
Love the patience from Covington. Lets the situation develop and then delivers a perfect strike.
He is guarded by McCollum. Leonard against Powell. And again, it's the Clippers missing. It's McCollum on the wing. 3-pointer. Offensive rebound.
Yeah, when Nurkic goes across the lane there, hard to get him out of the way, and he collects the offensive rebound.
And again, the turnover by the Clippers.
Guys. Number 16.
From deep, it's off. So the Clippers winning this one easily. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining. Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
They say misery loves company, and both teams now suffering with injuries. But in the end, it balances out.
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. They've got Jones. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Lillard in at the point guard position. And for Brooklyn, they've got Joe Harris. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Green. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Harden in at the 1. And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Jones kicks to Lillard. Great tee that time from Green.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Count that one. Some veterans on these teams, Clark. What are you looking for and how that will impact the game?
Well, I think both of these teams have a really solid roster. And I love the blend of experience and youth. When you have NBA experience on the floor, there's just a level of play that you see at the defensive end that makes it enjoyable for me. So I think that's what we'll see tonight. Experienced pros getting after it.
Jordan finds Irving. Irving double team. It's stolen by Jones for the finish. And then Jones with the jam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What? You mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas. I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Here is Harden after the Trailblazers pick up 2. And the basket is good.
Off to a nice start here. They've hit all 3 from the field.
And, Clark, when you look at the footwork of James Harden, arguably some of the best in the history of this league.
And, you know, Greg, he studied the great. Boy, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defender.
Here's Harden, and it's Harden slamming it down.
And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
Jones, the pass to Nurkic. Lillard with no one around. Good on the three-point shot. Lillard's got 5 now.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Harden outside. Lets the 3 fly. The shot missing. Now Portland takes it the other way. Lillard has the open look. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Harden the pass to Jordan. Back to Harden. Pass to Jordan. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Jordan's got his second bucket.
Hey, when you're as big and strong as Jordan is, you expect to get hit. You expect contact. And Jordan doesn't let it bother him.
Lillard, the pass to Jones. He feeds it to Nurkic. Drops in the layup for 2.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Here's Harden. Lays it up off the glass. He has 6. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. It's Powell on the wing. Portland moving the ball around. Jones against Irving. The feed to Nurkic from 10 feet out, and it's off the back rim. No good. The Nets with the lead. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Took him no time at all on that one.
You know, big guys like Jordan who can facilitate are really valuable. Spots the open man and gets it right to him.
Lillard looking around. And the Trailblazers another 3.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Irving against Lillard. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. An outstanding defensive play to earn the Mobile 1 block.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
So for the Nets, Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Harris. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Jeff Green. And it's Bruce Brown in for Kyrie Irving. Portland also making some changes. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. And Anthony subbed in for Derek Jones. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Harden against Anthony. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
When Aldridge is in the neighborhood, you've got to be careful shooting it. I mean, proving there that he's capable of blocking shots.
Got it off in time, and no good on the last second attempt this time. Tie game and some big points being put up on the board. Clark, as we wrap up the first. Live from... And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And from Brooklyn, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second quarter. Anthony out there with Powell. Then there's C.J. McCollum. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the point.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
McCollum against Griffin. Lets it go from deep. He can't get it to go. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. And here we go. Brooklyn's fast break. Rebounded by McCollum.
I like his tenacity getting to the basket there, even though the dunk rattled out. 99 times out of 100, you'll get the dunk or the foul.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
Johnson, the pass to Brown. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
If there's a weakness in your defense, McCollum will find it. Reads the floor exceptionally well.
And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Well, the timing of Griffin really superb in these situations. He has a great sense for when to leave the floor on these alley-oop jams.
Simons surveying the D. And a wide open look for McCollum. Kept alive. Kanter. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Kanter's got the game tied up here for Portland. Johnson kicks to Aldridge. Shoots over Kanter. Second shot opportunity. And it's laid in by Aldridge. Aldridge has got his first bucket in this one.
Boy, Aldridge using those long arms of his to corral that offensive rebound.
Here's Simons. Dishes it to Anthony. 6 to shoot. He kicks to Kanter. And Kanter throws it down.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Knocked loose. Powell with the steal. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. It's stolen by Brown. And it's Johnson penetrating. Pass to Llewellyn. That one misses. Now Portland takes it the other way.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Johnson outside. The pass to Griffin. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Jones against Harden. Passes to Claxton. Irving looking for an opening. Fires the three. Up and in. Off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
As dead-eye and outside shooter that we have in the league, Irving has the ability to scorch you from there.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Here's Lillard, and it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
What a great play. Totally schooled the defender on that one.
Harden against Jones. And Harden with the stuff.
I think one of the things understated about Harden, he's a great athlete. I mean, he can rise and bounce. He's strong. He's quick. He can easily punch it on you when he gets to the rim.
There's Nurkic putting it right back in. And the Trailblazers lead by 3.
Boy, fighting to keep that play alive. Beautiful tip in there.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Trailblazers lead by 3. It's time now to go. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We welcome you back. Leading the way at the start, it was Damian Lillard. He had 14 points, 2 rebounds. And
after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of it.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. And Brooklyn looking who they've got. Jordan is out there with Green. Then it's Harden. Then there's Higgs. And it's Irving at the 2. Here's Harden. Count it. Good. Harden's got 10 points. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable. And there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back 3, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer, Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
And I love that list. You're right on.
Nice attention to detail on defense. Harden showing he wants to improve on this end of the court.
Basket counts. He has 7.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Harden against Lillard. That counts. He's put up 13 shots, and he's had 8 of those go in.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
Well, I tell you what, with Harden, sometimes it seems the more the defense bodies him up, the more determined and effective he is in scoring.
And it's kind of the running joke when you think of James Harden, often maligned for his lack of effort defensively, but quite honestly, I thought he improved a great deal a season ago.
And, you know, Greg, I observed the same thing. His overall commitment was better. And not just steals and blocks either. I'm just talking about his awareness, his commitment to that end of the floor. It was a focal point. If he continues on that track, I think he's going to make an impact at that end as well.
And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Luwawu Cabarro, he's checked in for Joe Harris. Here's Giles. Nice D from Aldridge.
Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself.
1:53 left to play here in the third. And here's Irving. 9 points in the game so far. Brown the pass to Griffin. Aldridge left side. Pass to Luwawu. Shot clock at 5. And a wide open look for Irving. And the Nets miss again. A three from McCollum. Bangs home the trifecta. McCollum's got the lead up to 8 now for the Trailblazers.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Canner in the corner. Down low. Kicks it out to McCollum. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Simons the pass to McCollum. But they get it back. There's 38 seconds left to play in the third. And the layup falls.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is. That's a tough shot.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Nicholas Claxton comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Luwawu. McCollum outside. A three-pointer, no good. Here's Brown. Missed. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trailblazers. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the floor for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Anthony is out there with Powell, and it's Cantor in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now, here's Lillard. From deep three-point range, the rebound by Harden. Nets trail by 3. on the pass to Claxton. And another shot. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Portland called for the foul. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Blazers.
I'll tell you what, they've hit the boards hard in this one. It's led to an abundance of second-chance points. I mean, they've gotten a lot of second-chance points.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Anthony. Derek Jones comes in for McCollum, and it's Simons in for Lillard. And he gets contact and the whistle. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Not many guys have a handle like James Harden, exceptional at slicing up the defense.
Here's Simons. Back to McCollum. The shot that time, not on target. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. Good on the triple. McCollum's got it all tied up now for Portland.
And that's his second triple of the half. None for him going into the break.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Stolen by McCollum. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
McCollum's carved out an impressive NBA career for himself, and I think he's still ascending. He was the 10th pick in the 2013 NBA draft. He's still got plenty of upside.
And the Nets making a change here. Luwawu's checked in. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Giles. Powell, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And Jones subbed in for Anthony Simons.
How good is that? Harden commanding the ball in these moments. Loves stepping up at crucial times.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin. Green comes in for Nicholas Claxton. Joe Harris is checked in for Luwawu Cabarrot. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Bryant. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's foul number 2 for him. 1:49 left to play here in the fourth. Chalk up 2 there.
Boy, it's amazing to me how easy Harden makes it look. I mean, when he's locked in, he feels like there's nobody that can guard him, and he's right most of the time.
Lillard from deep three-point land. Brooklyn with the rebound.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
It's Harden with the drive. And easy 2 points on the layup. Harden's got 22 points.
You know, Harden has that quick first step. Once he sees a lane to the rim, he's going to take it.
Lillard outside. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. 1:09 left in the fourth quarter. Feeds it to Jordan. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Now it's a 4-point Nets lead. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Nets.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've been firing on all cylinders.
Oh, the power on the imprudent.
Boy, and just look at what Damian Lillard is doing.
And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Brooklyn. Harden dishes to Jordan. Back to Harden. Money!
Man, they're getting a fantastic effort from James Harden right now.
We've got 33 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And a deep three from Lillard. He can't get that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Harden against Jones. Harden outside. 6 on the shot clock. And the wide open shot from Green. Outside Irving. Back to Harden. From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
Nice to see Harden continue to expand his range. He is an absolute laser from outside.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. But traffic in New York City. Quite a few injuries here between the two teams. 5 players out tonight.
5 players scratched from the game. If you're one of the healthy players, you're going to get all you can eat.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Batuma's out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. And it's Jackson in at the 1 spot. And for the Nets, Harris is out there with Green. Then it's Harden. Then it's Jordan. And it's Irving in at the 2. Outside for George. 3 on the clock. Traps in the tray. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. Now, here is George, following the miss by Kyrie Irving. And it's Leonard missing.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Back to George. And he drops in the layup off the glass. George has got 5.
With his great length and skill, Paul George has no trouble getting points in the paint.
Harden against George. It's Harden with the drive, and that one good.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Here's Zubac. James Harden picking up that last basket. George passes to Zubac. Outside for Jackson. Clippers moving the ball around. Leonard with no one around. Trains the 3-pointer.
Great rhythm on the catch and shoot. Kawhi showing us what's good.
Harden against George. Now here is Irving. D right on him. Missed inside. Zubac trying to break loose. And that one's good. George. He has 7.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Now Harden. And no good that time. Excellent D there from George. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. Pulls up for 3. And it's George missing. Nets trail by 8.
In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. So it's the Clippers now, following the bucket by the Nets. Leonard, the pass to Batum. Puts it up from 15. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
Here's George. James Harden picking up that last basket. George dishes to Jackson. Zubac trying to break loose. And the basket by Jackson.
That is a powerful point guard right there. Reggie converting against very tight defense.
Harden against George. The 3. Harden can't hit. Clippers leading by 6. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Well, Marcus Aldridge, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. And Nicholas Claxton subbed in for Jeff Green. The Clippers also changing it up. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. Here is Harden. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. Harden the pass to Irving. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Tremendous focus by Kyrie. Doesn't let the contact throw him off.
Rondo with it. Pass to Morris. Over Claxton. Morris, no good. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Irving attacking. Stolen by George. Oh, Morris in position. Stolen by Harden. And here we go. Pushing it up. Here's Irving. Finished off the break. Irving's got his second basket.
Now, I tell you what, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense like that.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Clippers ahead, leading by 4. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
And you know this, most of the time, offensive rebounds generate high percentage looks.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Patrick Patterson is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Luke Kennard. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Mann in at the 2. Now the pass to Kennard. Off target from outside. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Nets. Trailing by 2. Pass to Aldridge. Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
That play is made because of Kyrie's vision and his willingness to share the basketball.
Outside Rondo. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Poor interior defense. If you play him soft, he's going to kill you.
Rondo against Irving. A putback. A rebound by Patterson. The Clippers shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. And here's Morris for 3. That shot off. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Morris with the block.
And a rare block shot from Morris. Anticipates the move and just times it out perfectly.
Luwawu Cabarro, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Tyler Johnson comes in for Kyrie Irving. Johnson outside. Oh, Griffin in position, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Mann, out to Morris, lets it go with a three, but they recover it. Not going to fall. Starting off slow, he misses his first three from the floor. Here's Johnson. The second chance effort. It's another look. Left side, Griffin. They shoot again. And they call the foul, so he's got the... And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
It's a scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Right side, Leonard. And no good, trying to use the glass.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Brown the pass to Aldridge. Around the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Wow. I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yeah, I'm going to agree. And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And so he hits both.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
1:29 left in the first half of the game. Jackson passes to George. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them. The homecoming for Paul George, playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC, 5 first-round picks, and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect the rim.
And here's Leonard from 3. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the second pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
And George, here we go. That one drops for him. And now a 7-point Los Angeles lead.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
A shot by Harden, wide open. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. And it's George finishing it off.
Great hustle by Paul, using his speed in the open court. And then, of course, he's an excellent finisher.
Harden dishes to Jordan. Brown against Jackson. Brown kicks to Harden. To halt the run. That shot is off. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 14 points, 2 steals, and 1 assist. And that does it for our...
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at Paul George in this game, guys. He's been everywhere.
Well, he left his mark on that first half with his quick hands. Great sense of timing to pile up the steals.
Well, if you want to get into your offense quickly before the defense can set up, creating turnovers is a great way to do it.
Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Green. Then there's Harris. And it's Jordan in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why he creates so many opportunities for others.
Here's George. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Nets trail by 6. And Irving with the basket on the assist by Green. Irving's got 6.
Out in transition, Kyrie finds his spot down the court, finishes the job.
Here's George. 14 points for him. Outside Leonard. Shot clock at 6. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Here's Harden. Good on the shot. He's got 8.
And one of the most creative scorers the league has to offer. Harden specializes in sinking those tough shots.
Outside, Batum. That's tipped and out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Outside, Irving. Back to Harden. And Harden with the stuff.
You know, and with how deliberate he can be, Harden still can surprise defenders with that burst, that underrated vertical that he possesses.
Rondo passes to Patterson. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Leonard inside, guarded by Harris. Yep, that one goes in there. Leonard's got 9.
This is what you want to do on the offensive end. Get Kawhi looks in the paint. Rely on him to make a play.
Nets trail by 4. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. On the wing, Harden. He's covered by Rondo. Another miss by Harden.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
And an intentional foul right there. So for the Nets, Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Jordan. Blake Griffin comes in for Joe Harris. And it's Bruce Brown in for James Harden. Marcus Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Luke Kennard comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And he lays in the alley-oop.
You like Patterson because he's always looking for a spot on the floor to score.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Brown outside. Irving looking for an opening. Count it, and the foul. That's on Patrick Patterson.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
The Nets shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
In the corner, it's Morris. 1:41 left in the third quarter. Knocked away. In transition, here come the Nets. Brown's got the ball, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brown.
This is what we talk about, value in each possession, avoiding those kinds of mistakes.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Green's checked in. Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Reggie Jackson comes in for Rajon Rondo. Zubac in the post. Brown on him. And that one is good from Zubac.
Nice find by Luke. Shows good vision in both half court and in transition.
Outside Irving. No good from outside. Clippers leading by 5. The drive by Jackson. Lays it up and banks it in.
Able to switch gears at a moment's notice. Jackson beating his man off the dribble.
Jackson against Irving. Outside for Griffin. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Griffin's got 5 now.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
High post, Zubac. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Paul George is checked in for Luke Kennard. And the Nets with possession here. 4-point game. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Irving finds Aldridge. The kick out to Irving. A three-pointer off the mark. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And George with the stuff.
It's one of those nights where George's number has been called time after time.
Here's Irving. Yep, that one goes. He's got 11.
Yes, smart choice. I really like that play.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Clippers lead by 4. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, they've got Paul George. Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in at the point guard.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Harden outside. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times.
And they found the touch from the field here in the second half. It was a struggle in that first.
Jackson passes to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
I like when Reggie Jackson is seeking out his teammates. He could have took that shot, but his teammate, he was wide open.
Here's Harden, and Harden with the stuff.
Vital basket there. This is just the time and really just the situation when he looks to take over.
Irving against George. And add another basket to his impressive total. It's his 9th against 12 attempts.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Harden with it. Guarded now by Morris. And the shot goes down.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half.
And that's an intentional foul. Luwawu Cabarro, he's checked in for the Nets. And then for Los Angeles, Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Morris. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Give him any kind of opening, and Kawhi Leonard will make you pay at the rack.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Harden the pass to Griffin. Back to Harden. Clock at 6. Left side, Griffin. Stolen by Zubac. And now here's Batum, the fast break opportunity. Rondo finds Leonard. Great D that time from Green.
Woo, blown opportunity right there. Won't get many chances easier than that one.
Rondo with the steal. Leonard attacking. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Pushing the action. Always working for the best shot. Nice drive by Kawhi.
And here's Harden. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14. 2
minutes. And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Here's Leonard. Rebound, Brooklyn. Here's Luwawu. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And now just a 4-point Clipper lead.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
And I love the play call. This is where you get the ball into the hands of your closers, where they can do something with it.
George, no good. For Brooklyn, they've gotten every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter. Harden, no good.
Rare for him to get a wide-open shot from mid-range and fail to connect.
And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Green. And the Clippers with the change here, too. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Rajon Rondo. And that one is good from Zubac.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, both teams trying to close out strong. These are the fireworks that fans came to see.
George against Harden. And the rejection by Zubac.
In 2006, when Aldridge was drafted, he went 2nd overall. Judging from the multiple All-Star appearances, that's justified.
Both free throws good from Aldridge.
And great work at the line there to chip away at the lead. A few more productive trips here, and things could really get interesting.
Now here's Jackson. Outside, Batum. Left side, George. Add that basket to his impressive total. Brings him to 10 for 14.
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
Count it! And now they trail by just 4. And here is Los Angeles now.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5.
And with Reggie Jackson, it's a testament to his natural talent that he often leaves us wanting a little bit more. Good job. Want to keep fueling that lead. Make your free throws.
Here's Harden. It drops. And now they trail by just 4. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
no choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
The rare guy who can do everything at both ends. Paul George gives you a chance to win every night. And that's a wrap. Those free throws being the nail in the coffin.
The deep three from Harden. Here's Griffin. Good.
These are moments in the game where Blake needs to step up, and he did.
6 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point. Timeout called, the Nets. They're trailing by 4. Just 2 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
And really only one choice here, guys, and that's the foul. Not enough time left to allow the offense to kill the clock.
And now, let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Paul George.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been fought.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Up next, the Clippers taking on the Trailblazers. Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
The starters for the Portland Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, they've got Jackson. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George, and it's Zubats in at center. Lillard misses. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists for him.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. But this team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around.
And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Off the inbound. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
He found the open space from mid-range, just maybe rushed his release a little bit.
It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
Nice play by George. This is what size on the wing gives you, the option to pick your spot anywhere on the floor.
Now here's Lillard. And the rejection by Zubac. Now the Clippers moving it up. And then George with the jam.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Lillard against Jackson. Pass to Powell. Back to Lillard. From deep three-point range, Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Jackson finds George. Outside, Batum. Zubac, the pass to Leonard. Pulls up on the wing. No good on that one. Now Portland takes it the other way. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Powell, no one around him. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
The shot by George, wide open. From outside, off the mark. And Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Rajon Rondo is checked in for Reggie Jackson. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Derek Jones, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. Lillard, he's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
Well, talking about Lillard, he's so good as a scorer in the paint. I mean, probably just as good as any point guard.
Rondo passes to Leonard. Makes it off the glass. No doubt, Greg, you were known as being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul, I'd go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right.
He's forcing things a little bit in this quarter, settling for shots that he'd be better off passing up.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And the defense knows George can score from there, which is what forces them to kind of compromise at times defensively.
And the Clippers making a switch here.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Nurkic trying to get open, and Lillard gets it to go.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now here's Rondo. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. 6 to shoot. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Okay, look, if you're out there with Rondo, just find some open space, and he's going to find you.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Launches it. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time. Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Yeah, you got to be careful. It's still early. They've expended a lot of energy, but they've also built a nice cushion here.
Sinks the triple.
His three-point shooting is an important part of his game. Lillard has to hit that shot all night if he wants to keep the D honest.
Here's Rondo. And the layup's good off the glass.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
They're just playing smart basketball, reading the floor well and executing.
Lillard, right side. Inside, Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
That's how to make things look easy for a teammate. I mean, you make passes like that one from Lillard, crazy.
Rondo passes to Mann. He kicks it to Patterson. And they pick up 2. It's stolen by Morris. And so it's Los Angeles. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. Well, before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He credits his upbringing.
I think it comes from the inner.
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, how many coaches say, we want to start fast? Now, let's see if they can maintain that intensity.
They've got Kennard. Morris is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then there's Reggie Jackson, and it's man in at the two-guard spot. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Bucket is good.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Portland with the ball. They trail by 9 points. Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Oh, power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. Here's Jackson. Fires from deep. And Cantor pulls it down. Here's Simons. Here's Little. There's the pass to Simons. The Trailblazers rebound. Outside Anthony. Trying to find Cantor. Gets it to him. He doesn't hit that one.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And Jackson gets it to go.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Pass to Anthony. Passes it to Simons. Anthony right side. Clock at 6. The turnaround. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Anthony's got his first basket.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Now here's Jackson. Kicks to Patterson. Pass to Kennard. Doesn't go for him. Excellent D from Cantor. Trailblazers trail by 7. Lobs it up for Anthony. And the pass to Cantor. Second chance shot. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Anthony's got his second basket of the game.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Patterson against Cantor. Patterson inside. Morris outside. Puts up a 3. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Shot is good in the Los Angeles leads. Cut down to 3 on the bucket from Anthony.
He's finally coming around, trying to make up for that goose egg he put up in the first quarter.
Jackson passes to Kennard. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Got a hand on it.
We don't talk much about his defense. I mean, Cantor has been much maligned for his work at that end. He's been making a better effort.
And it's Little finishing it off.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Oh, exactly right. Momentum-shifting plays like that can change the tone of a game.
Cantor with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Stolen by Jackson. To the middle. They could use a bucket. And Patterson with the lay-in. Good. Patterson's got 6.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Passes it to Cantor. Here's Simons. Back to Cantor. To the inside. Shoots over Patterson. Goes back up. Cantor's shot is off.
Nice interior defense. Can't give him any space inside or he'll burn you.
Here's Morris. True on the 14-footer. And the Clippers lead by 5.
When Morris gets free from mid-range, he's very effective. Love seeing him getting it going from there.
Simons the pass to Cantor, and he uses the glass on the layup.
That's a perfect setup. Solid screen, defender can't avoid it. Opens up a clear path to the bucket.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Thanks, David, and we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Right out of the gates, it was the Clippers setting the tone. Their mission to dominate early. And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
He's so good at reading opportunities and seizing up on whatever the defense gives up.
Here's who Jerry Stotts is starting the second half with. Jones is out there with Damian Lillard. Then there's Norman Powell. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Covington in at the 4-man position.
You can't leave somebody that wide open when Jackson's running the show. Reggie will find him every time.
And Portland has possession. The Clippers getting the bucket. Jones finds Lillard on deep. That one no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They've led by as much as 10. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, good evening. The Clippers were picked by many to win the title last year. Now, they didn't get it done, but Kawhi Leonard is not concerned. He said, we've just got to keep getting better, keep fighting. It's about the right team peaking at the right time. Guys are hoping this season their talent and their fight will win out. Back to you.
We will see. Good stuff, D.A. Thanks. When you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
A shot by Batum, no good. Trailblazers trail by 7. Jones, it's good on the putback.
And they finally get one to go. I mean, and just in time, an 0 for 4 start to the second half can really make a team tighten up.
Now here's Rondo. Lays it up off the glass.
As a defender, you can never let Rondo get going to the hoop. Make him take the J.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Lillard from outside. It's hauled in by George. George has got 4 rebounds in this game.
And until he starts knocking down some shots, I don't think the deficit's going to get any smaller.
Outside, Batum. A 3 ball. They get the rebound. Zubac. Now George. He has 6. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And it's a 9-point Clipper lead.
I just love the aggressive attitude of Batum, especially how hard he hits the ball.
Takes it out to Covington. In the corner, Powell with it. Back to Nurkic. It's hauled in by the Clippers. 1:57 left in the third quarter of the game.
And Yusuf Nurkic, missing a whole calendar year not too long ago, was still involved with the team during that stretch and was a fixture on their bench.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Nurkic. But hey, bro, he has some wild shirts on the sideline. I couldn't even watch the game. You was over there dizzying cats up. But I know you were doing your thing, but he would use clothing to call out other players, teams, and commentators. Nurkic doesn't mince words, and I'm glad he's back and playing.
Now, here's Batum. George, no good.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And it's Jones finishing it off.
And I gotta say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still a magnificent move to the rim. Rondo against Lillard. Pass to Zubac. Looking for George. He gets it there. Good D by Jones.
Nothing less than that kind of defense will cut it against him. That's just great work inside.
He seems to have just lost his touch. Only 1 for his first 5 here in the quarter.
Now here's Lillard. He's got 7. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got 6 rebounds in the game. Leonard against Jones.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Leonard against Lillard. Oh, and he parks it off the glass. Wow.
And he's still scoreless in the quarter. They might need to go to a plan B to help him get his confidence.
Batum wide open. He fires. Misses the 3. Lillard against Rondo. And Lillard kicks to Powell. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And a deep 3 from George. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Los Angeles. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
This is how you quarterback an offense. He sees and anticipates what the defense is doing.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade All. Oh, what a beautiful point.
Intensity, did you see that? Great.
Here you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
McCollum, no good.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Knocks it loose. Taken away by Anthony. Feeds to Cantor. Back to Anthony. It's Reggie Jackson with the rebound. Los Angeles leading by 13. Here's George. Pass to Zubac. And he makes that one.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the 2 teams.
McCollum, no good.
A shot like that is a polite way to say, hey, coach, bench me.
Yeah, what was that? Did he forget about? Very strange.
Morris outside. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists in the game. McCollum with the ball. Guarded now by Morris. The pass to Little. Back to McCollum. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
You got to respect the intelligence of McCullough, a pro at utilizing the pick and roll. You can't let him get into a comfort zone.
McCollum against George. Outside Jackson. Passes it to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
And that's Jackson's job out there, distributing the rock to his open teammates.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's McCollum. Cantor trying to free himself up. McCollum, no good. Los Angeles leading by 18. Outside, George. Pass to Jackson. George with the ball. Just 5 on the clock. Down low, taken away by Anthony. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
Yeah, and the blinding quickness right there on display for McCollum. He excels at leaking out and capitalizing in the open floor.
Now here's Jackson. Tight defense on him. Banked in off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 18.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And it's not about running up the score. It's about closing the door on any kind of comeback.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. McCollum's got 7 points here in this quarter.
He's a volume three-point shooter. McCollum looks to take this shot often for this very reason.
George looking over the floor. Morris dishes to George. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Let's talk about it. The great competition going on. That's what makes a matchup like this so much fun to watch.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Clippers.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Paul George.
They needed someone to do the heavy lifting tonight, and he was their man, scoring every way he knows how.
Great positioning on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback. And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And you can tell he feels he should have had it still. The hustle was impressive.
And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile one block a moment ago.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
The shot by George, no good. Trailblazers have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. And McCollum launches it from deep. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard.
Look, the more threes he misses, the more he wants to take. Where they do that at? That's not the right mindset.
Lillard from deep three-point land. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard. Here's Los Angeles now. They led by as many as 18 points. Pass to Oturu. It's good. And the Clippers lead by 15.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
You know they are, sure. Come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
And that one's good, Lillard.
Entering the NBA, I knew he needed to develop his mid-range game. He did it, and it's opened things up for him.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's his first foul. Jackson looking around. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Covington with the steal.
Great job.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's good. The Brooklyn Nets coming into the building and looking sharp, and they hope to. And David.
Kevin, thanks very much.
All right, David, thank you. So the Nets starting 5. Green is out there with Jordan. Then there's Irving. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Harden in at the 1. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the small forward position. Now, here is Irving from the arc. Tries again, kicks it out to Harden. Harris dishes to Harden. To the paint, 6 on the shot clock. And it's Jordan, that time on the assist by Harden. Jordan's got the opening field goal of the game for the Nets. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. McCollum outside. Terrific, talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus. And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Lillard with it. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. And the shot is good.
Damian doesn't need a lot of time to get a shot off and found some space there.
Harden outside. Irving against McCollum. The 3. The offensive rebound. And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Here's Lillard. Misses off the left iron.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D. And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better. That's the kind of leader you can get behind.
And it's good for 2.
Now just all alone down there. Credit goes to DeAndre for finding him. That's a nice pass.
Lillard surveying the D. McCollum right side. Covington trying to break free. C.J. McCollum. And that's good.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from D.
Brooklyn's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Irving up top. He's guarded by McCollum. That doesn't go in either for Irving.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
That's a 2 from Powell. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Lillard against Harden. Shoots over Lillard. And the basket by Harden.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
Lillard against Harden. And there's the pass to Nurkic. It's Covington on the wing. Offline with his 3. And it's Harden with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. Here's Irving. Rebound by Nurkic.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
The Nets with the lead. Harden outside. From deep. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that. And that's a bad miscue. You can't give up looks like that all game long.
and running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
The shot and game clock separated by 4.
And that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Yeah, you can see when it's that close, players reacting. Just, oh, man, we just missed that one. Maybe they'll get another chance at it.
Takes a shot at the elbow, and still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Trailblazers out in front. Well, earlier, Damian Lillard spoke to us about how he deals.
I look to the times where
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony. Then there's Derek Jones. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Simons in at the 1 spot. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Irving for 3. Oh, good on that one. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. Here's Powell. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Powell's got the lead up to 5 now for the Trailblazers.
Melo good at scanning the entire floor, and that's why that time he found the open teammate.
Irving passes to Aldridge. Powell with the steal. And now here comes Jones leading the break. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Kanter's shot is off.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Here's Brown. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Here's Simons. The dish to Carmelo. And he makes good on the layup.
There's no stopping Melo there. Too strong for any kind of defense. It's going to take a bit more than that.
Now Irving. Takes the 3. Offensive rebound, Nets. Here's Claxton, and Jones sends it back. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Anthony finds Jones. Powell with it. Over Irving. Here's Kanter. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And he gets the bucket.
More and more, Kyrie Irving is showing off how much body control he has, especially when he drives into the interior of the D.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Jones looking for an opening. Just 5 to shoot. The feed to Kanter. Back to Jones. Up again. It's good on the putback.
One of the game's very best offensive rebounders. Kanter also has the wherewithal to quickly convert for the score.
It's Aldridge high post. 1:57 left now here in the second. Off on the layup. Trailblazers leading by 5 and stolen by Jordan. And finished off by Brown.
Just another way Aldridge beats you. As a facilitator, very comfortable making decisions.
And Jones has it in the corner. Anthony with it, guarded now by Irving. Irving against Anthony. Count it. Anthony's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Melo being ultra aggressive now. You give him a lane to the basket, you're going to get results like that.
We've got 1:13 left to play here in the second quarter. Now here's Brown. Back to Irving. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. McCollum's checked in for Jones. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. And then for Brooklyn, Green, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Harris comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Harden in for Brown.
And we know it. We've seen it. Lillard's range extends well beyond the three-point line. Hard to keep a hand in his face from that far out.
Harden outside. Irving against Lillard. Another shot. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
Just cannot get anything to go. If there's going to be a way to get out of this hole, I don't think he'll be the one to do it.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. Again, the Trailblazers score.
That's a great read on the pick and roll by McCollum. The defender backing up leaves him no hope of affecting that shot.
Harden outside. They need this. And the layup is up and in.
All the way to the bucket. No resistance. Just swipe the candy from him.
That one, no good. And so it's Portland in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They never put themselves in too much. And
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Johnson is out there with Harden. And there's Green. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Harris in at the small forward. And here is Johnson. The importance of the three-point shot never greater than right now. And in your eyes, there are some players who are just absolutely dead, solid, perfect from distance.
No doubt about it. And you know, there's three guys to me, though, that kind of separate themselves. And it's one, because you have to honor their ability equally off the dribble, from three, and at attacking the paint. Steph Curry, James Harden, and Damian Lillard. Those three guys can all hit pull-ups and step-backs from range off the dribble. They all got great vision, you know, so they can take advantage of defenses that get caught loading a little too much. And then they also are terrific in the paint at getting to the free throw line. So those are the three guys I think that create the most havoc when you start talking about having to guard the three-point line.
Here's Nurkic, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Nurkic is a double-double machine every night. There's not a lot of teams right now that are equipped on their roster to handle the kind of size that Nurkic can bring.
Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Powell. And Joe Harris, the lethal shooter, he can also be a threat in the pick-and-roll game.
Yeah, Harris does a great job reading what a defense is giving. He's more than just a catch-and-shoot type of player. Harris can hit shots on the move and isn't afraid to go at defenders.
Lillard with it, and it's Johnson picking him up from outside the arc. The rebound by Jeff Green.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And Harden wide open. He shoots. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Portland leading by 11. Here's Covington. The rebound by Jeff Green.
And he gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
And those are plays that get you in front and keep you in front.
And Brooklyn has possession. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. McCollum against Johnson. Here's Aldridge, and the officials call him for a 3-second violation.
And to make that mistake at this time is tough to come back from.
Well, not making things easier on themselves right now, that's for sure.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Cantor comes in for Yusuf Nurkic, and Jones subbed in for Robert Covington. And then for Brooklyn, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Aldridge. Blake Griffin comes in for Jeff Green. And it's Brown in for Tyler Johnson. Elbow shot is on the way. Harden, no good. And Nicholas Claxton gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Simons, he's checked in for Portland. And then for Brooklyn, Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Joe Harris. And Irving subbed in for James Harden. Simons, the pass to Cantor. Got a piece of it. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Irving leading the charge. Here's Griffin. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
And that is just a deflating error on his part.
Yeah, he knows he shouldn't have made it, and that's just really overall a frustrating sequence that hopefully doesn't stick with him.
Lillard, the pass to Anthony. Shoots over Griffin. They get it back. Lillard passes it to Simons. And it's off from 3-point range. Nets trail by 14. Here's Luwawu. A beautiful reverse layup.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Cantor, the pass to Simons. Here's Lillard. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
Outside Irving. Inside. Here's Griffin. Anthony with the block.
How about Melo rising up quick to that one there? Nice shot block.
Lillard against Irving. Lillard, the pass to Simons. Kicks it to Cantor. Tries from 16. But they'll get another chance. Back to Lillard. This one for 3. It's hauled in by Brown. And so Brown will bring it up for Brooklyn. It's a 14-point game. Irving, good.
Blinding speed there shown by Kyrie Irving on the boost, and when he puts it on the floor like that, he's getting all the way to the rim.
Lillard outside. Pass to Carmelo. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. Nets trail by 12. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. 4th quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Portland, they've got Jones. Powell is out there with Damian Lillard. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Cantor in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Well, Griffin not shying away from the contact. As he's elevated his game, he understands he's going to see a bunch of physical play.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. McCollum's checked in. Back to Lillard. Fires for 3. Portland keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock.
Sometimes CJ, just with movement alone, finds himself in the right spot, and this time picks up a couple of garbage points.
Brown outside. Outside, Griffin. Clock at 4. Lays it up and banks it in.
Blake Griffin is still very, very strong, and that solid foundation in base is helping him on the inside.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. Takes a 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. And the Trailblazers lead by 13. Lillard against Harden. 13 feet away. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
I mean, how many spots on the floor is Harden not effective from? I'll tell you, not many.
Lillard against Harden. Lobs it up for Cantor. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And while not a huge leaper, Cantor does have enough length and athleticism to make a play like that simple.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Nobody near Irving. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
In that first half, guys, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes as they have here in the second, trying to use that shot to stay in the game.
And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. So Portland ends up going with the new group. Jeff Green is checked in for Brooklyn. Joe Harris comes in for Bruce Brown. Anthony on the wing, guarded by Green. Shot clock at 6. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Nets trail by 10, and here we go. Brooklyn fast break, and it's Irving missing.
Maybe there are ways to contribute that don't involve shooting the basketball. That's the best way that maybe he can help them out trying to win this game.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Harden outside. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Flattening the lottery odds, Greg. Do you think that's worked out as intended?
You don't hear as many predictions about who's going to get the one pick or the second pick. I think that's good for the players and the fans. You don't want anyone rooting for you to lose.
No, absolutely not. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Brooklyn. Giles the pass to Carmelo. Back to Giles. He feeds it to Carmelo. Over Green. The shot by Anthony, no good. Nets trail by 10. Irving passes to Claxton. It's blocked, and he gets it back. Pick off in midair. 1:29 left in the game. From deep. He can't hit that time. And it's Irving with the ball for the Nets. Here's Harden. Oh, and James Harden throws it down hard.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
Passed a little. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Giles kicks to Anthony. Giles controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. So both teams changing it up here. Shot from the inbound. Lillard with it. It's Powell on the wing. 5 on the clock. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession.
Remains Portland ball.
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. That's a 2 from Lillard. And it's Lillard again missing. Over to the left wing. Here's Luwawu to the inside. The pass to Chioza. Shoots over Lillard. The putback.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
It's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. And so it's Portland winning this one. Some good, David. Thank you as always. And that about wraps it up for